And welcome to the Smoke Break. I'm your host, your old pal Zane, here with Zoe Schwartz.
Hi.
Jasmine Nothing.
Hello.
And comic book artist Eliah Edelson.
Hello.
So excited to have you on here. Real quick, we do have to go through a disclaimer, so give us 2 seconds. And that is just to say that we are here for entertainment purposes only. We work in the field of mental health, but do not claim to be professionals in this space. Our intention is to have conversations around lived experience. As a result, we may not always agree with what our guests say, but we do intend to have open conversations, hold space for open conversations and learning from one another. I always make up the last part. Welcome to the podcast. It's fine.
Now that I pointed it out, you notice. You're like, I really do. Just at the end, you're all,
gloss over
We really wanted to immediately prove that this is informal.
Yeah.
This is an informal conversation.
Just it off the screen, and you can tell by the last 2 lines it made no sense.
The point was made.
I'll do it next time.
You can't be in trouble for things.
You for the way you do it.
Yeah, it's your turn, Zoe.
I know, I'm like, I'll do it next time, then we can make fun of me.
Well, when you do that, you're going to be, that's right, trying new things.
Oh, look at you.
I know. When you try new things, Zoe, what is the thing that you're most nervous about?
Everything. Looking stupid, I guess. Yeah.
There you go.
Probably.
That makes sense.
Yeah, which is dumb because you're like, why would you be good at something that you'd never tried before? But also,
but I only like to try new things if I think that I'll be good at them immediately.
That's funny because my mom pointed out one time, she's like, I think you have this thing where like the first time you do something, you're like really good at it. And then you just perpetually disappointed in yourself after that because you like peak at the beginning. And I'm like, fuck, that's depressing. Also, pretty good at stuff. Why can't I keep the momentum? Like, I'm all, hey, and then I like slowly get less good. But yeah, so being good at the beginning, not as cool as you'd think it would be.
Yeah.
Not as helpful.
What about you?
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, same, literally same. I feel like I'm made up of like 90% perfectionism, which is
Tough.
not 100%. So it's not good enough yet. But like,
If I was really good at it.
I feel like trying new things is always like the first second I think I want to try something new, I'll be like, oh my God, that sounds literally so fun. And then the second I start trying it, I'm like, lock in. This is like life or death.
Yeah.
You have to be perfect at this. Like, it's not going to be worth it. And everyone around me is like, thought you just wanted a new hobby. And I'm like, this is not a hobby.
This is my new identity.
Like a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
Time for hobbies.
just
all
like
right?
having it be casual is so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I think that like whenever you try something new, you don't know where it like what role it plays yet. You know what I
Totally.
mean? It's like, is this going to be the thing that like I spend all my time doing? Is this going to be something that I just do for a week? Is this like I don't know. I feel like when like I started making an app, I didn't plan on ever making an app, but it was like a music making app. So I was just like, oh, this would kind of be cool. And it was like something that I felt very stupid making, very like strange sharing. Like there was just this really long period of like not knowing like how to do it, what to do it, who to ask.
And spending like every waking moment working on it.
Yeah, exactly. And being
like you were so passionate about it.
Yeah. And I think that's the other side of it is like, does it matter if you're good at it, if it's bringing you that much joy, spending that much time on it?
Yeah, there's like so many weird little elements that go into it too, I think, because there's so much of our brain that's also hardwired to be like, well, how can I like profit off of this new thing that I'm trying, or how can I like use this to benefit other people, or like try and like take it outside of ourselves, which I think is like a really beautiful thing.
Yeah.
In itself.
It can be.
Yeah. But then sometimes it can also just not be. Because like, what if you just want to have it for yourself?
Yeah.
Like, what if you just really want to do something nice, new thing for yourself, and then you're still like, I mean, I don't want to say you, because like this, I think for me, I still get really perfectionist even if I'm doing something just for me. And I don't know why, because it's just for me. Like, I don't need
but
to
I
be
have like the
judging myself.
highest standards and like
literally.
the most judgment possible. So impressing me is hard.
No, seriously, there is that. But I don't know. What is something that you guys have been trying that's new lately?
Zoe?
Something new.
Trying something new?
No, I don't know.
What about the bangs? No, I'm just...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah. I feel like I've leaned into them. Like, I feel like in the past I would have been like, no, everything's ruined. But I feel like I've gotten better at like accepting things not going well. I will say that. I feel like I feel like
your bangs are fine.
They're fine, but I hate them.
Okay.
But,
Bangs are so cute.
my hair looks way darker than it used to. Everyone's like, is your hair black? I'm like, it's literally been this color for like 6 years, 7,
like the
10
whole time
years.
I've known you.
Yeah, I know. And people keep asking me. So there's something about the bangs that makes it look darker. Anyway, what was the question?
Trying new things.
Oh yeah. No, I think in general my person, because I have anxiety and I have ADHD, so I have that rejection sensitivity thing.
Oh yeah.
So like I physically get my feelings hurt when people reject me, or I think they're rejecting me, or I think they're making fun of me. They might not be, but I think they are a lot. So that's
doesn't matter. I perceive it.
So yeah, I'm very sensitive, and I tend to like assume the worst. So yeah, I think, but I have gotten better at just accepting that I'm not as like, I think just kind of sucking at things and not caring as much about, or not like knowing that like that one time doesn't dictate how, because I've done comedy for a while now, and sometimes I suck, and then other times I'm really funny, and it just has to do with like what mood you're in, or like how your brain is working. Are you being hard on yourself? Are you just relaxed?
Or nothing to do with you whatsoever.
Yes, or the room sucks or whatever. Yeah. So I think what I've learned is it's still pretty painful, but I think I've learned to accept that uncomfortableness more over time. But it's pretty generally uncomfortable and painful.
Yeah.
That's why comedy's hard, because I'm like, why do I do this like half the time? And then I'm like, I love this, and then I'm like, I hate it.
Yeah.
Just chasing that feeling.
Yeah.
What about you, Zane?
I was going to turn around
I know.
to you. Yeah.
I went real fast.
I know you did. Go ahead and tell us.
I mean, I feel like I've been trying a lot of things lately. Like, I mean, we met because I've just been trying to like do art stuff for the first time.
Sure.
So drawing stuff, comic stuff, watercolors, I guess, because I just sort of had one. I had a watercolor set, and I was like, oh, what if I bought art supplies and then used them? I know.
That's the concept.
I know.
That's foreign to me.
I've had many hundreds of dollars of supplies of different things come through my house that have, like, the year later I'll be like, whatever. I'm not a person who does wood cutting. Like, but now I'm like, no. Maybe I'm a person, like, I want to get into like lino cutting stuff now. Like, or I keep like following all these different craft stuff online and being like, well, maybe I'm a person who does that now, because I kind of understand drawing just enough that like, ooh, that means I can do these other things. It's kind of like the gateway to other stuff.
That's
But
like an exciting point in doing something, when you can see like all the places that like it connects to, and all the like the new options it opens. I feel like seeing like, oh, if I can draw, then that means I can wood burn, which means I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I can tattoo. I could, like, it just opens up options.
Totally. That is like the really fun side of it.
yeah, so I'm excited about that. It's fairly new. I just got like prints back, or like sample prints to like actually start making prints, which I'm stoked for. Those are in the car. But I don't know. I feel like I'm trying a lot of new stuff right now, and I like doing it, and also I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I only like doing the whole thing with drawing. A couple years ago, like the whole like origin story of drawing was just like, I was like, I'm going to learn how to draw as like my New Year's resolution this year. And then I immediately was like, oh, that's very hard, and I don't want to do it anymore because I wasn't immediately good at it. So then I decided to just start drawing ghosts, because nobody could tell me that what I was drawing was not a perfect realistic ghost. Prove it. Prove it. I think my ghost is exactly what a ghost looks like. It is photorealistic. And so then I just started drawing ghosts on everything. And now looking at the ghosts I was drawing a decade ago, like very silly ghosts, and like compared to what I can do now, I'm like, oh, better. That's better. So that made me want to like keep doing it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, seeing yourself progress is always like it's something that is hard to do, because you're always yourself, right? Like, you're always just stuck like with you every single day. So like, when you drawing looks like the same thing you drew yesterday, unless you like look at something that you drew fucking 10 days ago and you're like, oh, actually, I think I am getting better at this. So it's trying something new is exciting, but I feel like there needs to be some kind of marker of progress, or like it kind of falls out, because you don't really get excited for something if you don't feel like you're progressing.
No, exactly. And that was honestly, I think that was like my biggest takeaway from art school above almost anything else, was that I should not be comparing myself to other people. The only person I should ever be comparing myself to is past versions of myself.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about bowling.
About bowling? Tell me about bowling.
Oh, I'm bad at it, and I should not care whether I'm winning. I just want more points this time than the last round.
Yeah.
My own points only.
Yeah.
Last time I got, 50. I would like to say 60 this time.
Yes. Creative success is like bowling, actually. Exactly.
Perfect.
I think. Because you can use bumpers, but like, why use safety nets when you can just be insane?
Yeah. Just let yourself fail sometimes.
Just let yourself
and
fail.
Learn from stuff.
Yeah. Because the more you
There's probably a comic in here somewhere.
There's probably a comic in here. There's probably a comic in everything, I think.
Well, I don't know. I feel like the thing about trying new things is that there is so much of that time spent not knowing that, like, when you finally do know, you can almost like kick yourself in the ass for it.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like, why didn't I know this sooner? Why wasn't I better at this faster?
I think that is like the ultimate thing for everyone to like try new, I guess, is like learning how to feel a sense of reward and feel a sense of like accomplishment, because it's so often that we try new things and then the only thing that comes out is our inner critic.
Yeah, definitely.
And so then it just kind of almost like negates the point of trying new things that are just for us, because then it's like, well, everyone else is like, wow, that's really sick that you learned how to do that. And it's like, well, I should have learned how to do it last week. Yeah. So it literally doesn't matter. Yeah. And it's like, no, dude. Yeah. It's gonna be okay, and you can feel proud of yourself.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, my new thing is I got a commissioned electronic song. I'm not really good at making electronic music, so I'm experimenting with a new genre, and that feels foreign. It feels like I feel stupid. I'm used to making hip hop songs.
Yeah.
So it's like trying to make music outside of that. Like it's a bunch of experimentation and listening to stuff that like I wouldn't listen to otherwise, and being open to more, you know, because it's like you almost don't know where to start when you're starting with something new. It's like, well, who's like me? Who can I consider?
Where do you learn?
Where do I learn? You know?
That's really sick. Honestly, I don't know if any of you feel the same way, but sometimes if I feel like I'm stagnating and not trying like enough new things, I like seek opportunities in which someone is like paying me to do something for them that I've never done before, and that like kind of forces me to do something new.
I like that.
And like if I fail, then you know I can
$50.
Exactly, yeah. And it's like, at least, you know, most of the time like they like it, even if I'm like, this looks so dumb, and they're like, this is exactly what I wanted, and then I'm like, hey, well, I can't criticize it because then I'm criticizing someone else's opinion, and that's not very kind.
Sure. I like that. Oh, that's a good strategy. Sometimes when I feel like, do you feel like that was like shows if you get like a topic and somebody's just like, oh yeah,
totally,
right on this now.
Yeah, totally. I used to be like intimidated by it, but I think now it's it's a good challenge often. Yeah, you're kind of like, oh, well, now I have like a new way to try to do a thing that I've already done. Yeah, like I think it's fun sometimes. I mean, it can be scary too. But I think that's what I was thinking about too, is I think doing things that are new is kind of like the best way to like gain confidence. I think, you know, like I think that's what's hard about it. It's like the scariest thing, but it's also the thing.
It's vulnerable.
Yeah. But it's like that's the other thing too, is I think I figured out is like you have to be it's cliche, but you have to be able to fail in order to like go past where you're at now. Right. So like you can't, like if you want to get better, you have to be like, there's a part of you has to accept some level of failure. And I think that's really scary. But the truth is like, if you don't fail, you won't really get so I think it's like a mind fuck kind of, you know. You're
totally.
Like, I don't want to look stupid, but the only way I'm going to look good is if I look stupid first. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very true.
I mean, not that the way you look is, but you know, if we're thinking about it from like the self-conscious perspective, you know, like that's
it's a fear of looking foolish while you're like learning something new. So.
But then you look and you're like, well, one, not only can I handle looking imperfect, I can totally handle it, and then two, like I now I know how to do more things, so I have more reason to feel good about, you know, or like I'm more interesting, I'm more diverse, whatever. So I think that's the motivation to keep doing it.
What is the like are you
thinking of the Adventure Time quote?
No.
Oh, okay.
I am. I am now.
Oh man, it's a thing you talk about that is avalanche is not the word I want.
Say the Adventure Time quote.
Oh my god, and I'm
a great quote.
Honestly so ashamed because I don't remember it exactly. I normally do. I'm normally so good with Adventure Time quotes, but it's like the first step to being like sort of good at something is to be like
being kind of bad
at something. Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a very hard step to get past, but like I made a song today that I was like, this is a bad song. This is not a good song.
Yeah.
But this is a bad song that I won't make tomorrow.
You got it out of the way.
What I mean, I got it out of the way. I got it out of my system. All right, cool. We're going to take a real quick break, and we will be right back with the smoke break. And welcome back to the smoke break. I'm your host, your old pal Zane, here with Zoe Schwartz.
Hey.
Jasmine Nothing.
You have to make it so weird every time.
And Eliah Edelson.
I can't be genuine. It makes me awkward. It makes me awkward.
Awkward.
Okay, do I look awkward right now?
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Jasmine, oh my god. I feel awkward. Please take over.
So the second topic we're going to do is we're going to talk about comics a little bit because that's how you and I met.
Yeah.
And I think, and like Zoe has nothing to say about comics whatsoever, but so we're going to exclude her from this
comics.
conversation.
For Kathy is a stupid comic.
Yes. And Zane finds hope in superheroes. So there's a bunch of stuff, and we
Sure.
Yeah.
and I have read a lot of comics because you told me to.
That's very
Which
true.
is probably part of why I started doing them.
Yeah.
And then that is going to lead into maybe some creative burnout. So we're going to take the thing that we immediately love and ruin it with burnout.
Yeah, love
Yeah.
that. But that's okay because, you know, like a phoenix rising from the ashes or whatever.
Yeah, there
the
you
hell.
go.
It's not what burnout feels like, but you know, you can lie to yourself if you want to.
Fair enough.
I'm being reborn, actually.
Yeah, this is part of the process.
yeah.
It's so good for me.
So like very simply, like why comics?
Yeah, totally. Oh my God. So I feel like ever since I was a little kid, I've seen things almost in like stills as they happen. I feel like I process moments instead of like scenes. I process them like sequences. And for a while, like when I first applied to art school, I wanted to go for animation because I thought that was really where my passion lied. And like I still believe like I love animation as well, but I kind of realized once I was integrating more with like the art community as like an adult or like an emerging like teen to adult, I kind of realized that like I was really into like all the behind the scenes stuff. So like just like storyboard moments and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, so that's literally just comics. Actually, that is just going to be comics.
Nice.
And so I mean, I've always really enjoyed reading comics. I didn't really read a lot of like superhero comics growing up. I still haven't read a lot of superhero comics. I love superhero movies. I think they're fun. I think they're awesome. But I got really into like autobiographical comics the more I delved into stuff like that. And I think I found this, I think sometimes like having like this is awesome, but sometimes if I'm having like really intense conversations with people where they're like telling me their life story or something, I can feel like I take a lot of that on myself and feel really drained. And I think I lose some of the human connection in that just because of how much like emotional burden I'm taking on. So I found that like reading comics where people are talking about that exact kind of thing or like talking about stuff that can be really heavy or like emotionally relatable, I found that it doesn't like drain me. It sort of makes me feel uplifted, and it kind of does this thing where like I'm in my own space able to process that on my own terms, but I'm like reading someone else's experience. And I really love that. And it's visual too, so it's like that little kid in me is like a picture. I love that. Wow, a picture.
Is that like whenever I'm excited when they have like pictures on the menu, even though that's often like an indication that it's a cheap place?
No,
cheap doesn't mean bad, but you know how people be like, "Ooh," and I'm like, "No, I love a picture of what I'm gonna eat. I'm a visual person."
know what it is.
Yeah.
If someone hands me like a specials menu and I go, that brown thing looks really good, I'm not going to read what it is. I'm just going to be like, this please.
This one, please.
This one, please. I love being illiterate, actually. No, yeah, but that's how I really like kind of got into comics. And when I first started doing like art, like running my own art business on my own, I wasn't really doing comics at all. I was like doing mainly commissions for other people.
Okay.
And I think that was really cool for a while, but it was really not sustainable. It just was me making a lot of art for other people and
Not what you wanted to make.
not what I wanted to make. And even sometimes if it was really cool and I did want to make it, I just found that
I
like
had to give it away.
yeah, I had to give it away. And like all the stuff that I wanted to be making, which was comics, I found myself putting it like the bottom of my priorities list because I was like, well, if I want to do it and it's not giving me any like financial gain or like success, then it's like not worth it. And then I had like a
devaluing it.
totally devaluing it. I had like a breaking point like the end of last year where I was just like, this actually sucks. Like I'm not having fun and I want to be having fun in my career. That's the whole like point why I left my other like regular part-time jobs because I like wasn't having fun and I wanted to do stuff that felt fulfilling creatively and otherwise. So that's where comics came in.
Okay.
Yeah. And so now I'm like, I think I'm like helping myself feel like they like bringing back that value that I sort of devalued from them by like creating a class to like teach people about comics and sort of like demystify a lot around comics and because I just feel like a lot of people will see a comic and be like, that's so cool, but I could never make one because I literally have no idea where to start or like what. Like there's so many different kinds of comics. There's a lot of weird gatekeeping and like comic community stuff of like
this is gatekeeping and like teaching. Like
there's gatekeeping in like everything. Yeah, totally.
Everybody's just like, it was hard for me to get this information, so it should be hard for you to. I'm like, why?
Well, no, that's actually, hey, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Hey, that's really stupid.
Yeah, for real though.
I mean, the class you did that I went to was like definitely like an intro class. So if anyone is, you know, watching and listening to this and who wants to try it out, like it, because you do virtual and in person. And it was, I don't know, like I was super nervous. I'd never taken any like done any art stuff around other people. And it was just like super approachable and easy and welcoming and like felt, you know, informal like this does instead of like a top down or like I was going to do it wrong or anything. And so I really appreciated that. And so I think other people should also take your class.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you.
I like that you like figure, because I think that is the tricky thing about doing art is that it's like if you want to be sustainable, you have to make money off of it. And so then you have to base your art off of what other, or you don't have to, but it feels like at a certain point, it's about how other people are receiving it. And then that starts to feel really crappy. So I think it's cool that you figured out a way to like switch that up, but still make money off of it because obviously we need money. You know what I mean? So you're like, now I'm teaching other people how to create this. It's not about what you're creating per se in that class. It's about the knowledge that you're and the skills that you're sharing and teaching. So you get to do the thing you love, make money, but it doesn't have to be. I like that. You gave it, put a twist on it so you could still do it in a cool way. That isn't as pressure.
Literally, that is like sort of the goal. And I think I'm still in the stage of like, just sort of like launching and like advertising for this class or like and writing more classes and stuff like that. And so it's not like I'm not like full transparency, like making enough to like support myself right now. And I am still like going through savings and stuff like that, which is all right. And I have really big up and downs about it all the time where I'm just like, this isn't going to work out. We're all fucked. And I have to get like corporate job tomorrow.
Fair enough.
But then
it's a scary world.
Yeah,
it's a scary world.
Fear.
But then I'm also like, I feel like it's so hard for me to like put all my eggs in one basket and like give that enough time to like let them hatch. Because I feel like if they're not like hatching by like hour 2, I'm like, okay, this egg goes in this basket. And then I get so overwhelmed and then I get burnt out from so many other things. And I just like, I think this is my reintroduction to learning how to make art feel fun again. Because like in my free time, I don't want to be doing art and that feels so bad. And I used to want to draw all the time. And now I really don't. It feels like I feel like the urge to pass out and fall asleep every time I open my sketchbook. And that's that sucks. Like, and I want to change that. Yeah. Do you guys like, I don't know, how do you guys feel about like when you're performing for other people, how much of it feels like for you and how much of it feels like for them?
Yeah. I think that you have to find a balance of it being for you and like obviously you want people to laugh or you're not going to like
right.
Comedy, it has to make people laugh.
It is like the funny thing about comedy is like it's an art form that only kind of works and you can only test it on other people.
Well, I did hear somebody say one time that was a good point for me that made me feel better about like how like up and down it is sometimes, is that it's like one of the only art forms where you decide, you're like, I think I want to do this. And then you have to practice in front of strangers. And I was like, oh, that's a great way of explaining it. No wonder it's fucking terrifying. Yeah, because most people, you go home, you practice, you get good at the thing, and then you're like,
then you come out.
I'm good enough to do the thing. And then you go do it. But no, comedy is like, you just have to be bad in front of everybody at first to get good. So it's kind of terrifying. But yeah, I think I can't remember exactly how that ties back into the question you asked me. But no, I keep going. I remember.
We flow.
I remember. Yeah, like you have to find a balance. Yeah, like it can't. Obviously, the audience can't hate it, or you're not going to get asked to do it. But if it's all about the audience, then you're in your head and you're probably too much in your head and you're thinking
well, and
too
I
much.
think that you're not connected to the material. It's easy. Like I've done shows where like maybe I was doing well, but if I wasn't connected to the material, I was just doing it because I was like, this is what we'll do well. Then it's like I'm disconnected from it. I'm not having fun. Where it's like I'm performing in a way that doesn't feel like fulfilling. Whereas like if as long as like, but I've also had sets where like I'll do all of my material that's just like dark material, mental health, you know, drugs, you know, like, and do all of this really heavy stuff, and that like I can lose the audience. So it's like if it's all if it's all or nothing, you know, I think it's possible to. Yeah, I think that there's a sweet spot in between that is both addressing the audience's needs and our needs as an artist.
I think that makes total sense. I think it's really similar with like visual art as well, that just from what I've had other people tell me and from what I also see and believe is like, if you as like a creative are not feeling like yourself when you are performing or like presenting your art, other people can tell and they're not going to want it because they know you're being like,
it's not coming from like a genuine
yeah,
place.
exactly. But then it's also like, that can be so hard as well, because if you are constantly like, if your job is like putting your heart and soul into stuff all the time, then it's like, how do you maintain like the protection and the peace over like your heart and soul if like that's your job, is like giving that away to other people?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's an amazing question.
Yeah.
How do you?
Point.
I don't know.
I thought you knew.
I take really hot showers and I dissociate on the shower floor.
There you
and then I
go.
bounce back.
There you go. Then I bounce back
And
up.
I'm
bit of a reset.
And then I take my ADHD medication and I drink 2 cups of coffee
There
and
you
then I'm
go.
ready to go.
There you go. There you go. Start off with a couple Red Bulls and
Yeah, exactly.
I've started to get really like antisocial a lot of the time is what I've learned, is that I like to be alone a lot more than I used to be. And I think even more since I started doing comedy, because it is such a, like, you put so much energy out there, you take so much energy in, and then it's like, okay, I'm good for a week. I could just, and my job is like that too. So it's like, if I just do my job, I don't need to really see anybody else for like a week. You know, like sometimes I won't even like, yeah, it's hard to like find a balance. But I think that having alone time is definitely a big part of how I cope with that intense energy exchange. But it's hard though, because I used to be a more social person. I feel like I'm less social now because of the things I do. They take more energy.
Yeah.
What happens when you guys get like burnt out on comedy? How do you get like reset and get back into it?
I don't. And I just keep doing it because that's what you do.
Sometimes like listening
The
to
grind.
a big one for me is like listening to it. I mean, a lot of it is just like my headspace. Like if you're just not in the right headspace, sometimes you just won't feel good about it for a while. I'll still try it, but like there'll be months where I'm just like, I hate this. I'm not good at it, you know? And then maybe not months, but you know, like there's sometimes
Feels like months,
It's
maybe.
been a while, but there's in the past. But I think I can't remember what I was going to say. But I think taking breaks. I mean, like not huge breaks, but
Yeah. Just taking some kind of like, I mean, I feel like I was like on a creative burnout with music where I was just like, I was creating like all the time. You would come over and I would be like, oh, yep, making music. And then like, I just haven't for like a really long time. And I think like having taken a break, it like, there's something that like almost like builds up, like a creative build up.
I started writing again.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that because I took a big break and now I'm feeling like, oh, I have all these things I want to talk about.
Yeah, and all that content you came back with, like from the show the
that
other
was
day,
so
like
much
that was
fun.
so much fun.
Yeah, no, it felt good to actually, and I feel like I keep having things to talk about, so I'm like, that's exciting. But yeah, it's challenging sometimes.
It can be, yeah. There's also that challenge when you like, you know that a break is very necessary, like for that reset. But it's like if you like sort of what you were like getting out of like, if you take like a little bit too long, then you become like stuck in that like break mindset, and you're like, well, I don't want to go back to work, even though like work is supposed to be like, if you're doing like what you love, it's supposed to be like the fun thing that you're doing, and it's like, oh man, then you have to like push yourself, and then it feels like
restarting is so hard.
oh, it's so hard.
I love not doing things.
I love not doing things.
Same.
I
It's
hate
so much easier.
Oh my God,
than doing
transitionary periods are my enemy.
Yeah, same.
I am like a preschooler.
Yeah.
If you're like, I know that outside time is really fun, but if I'm in the classroom enjoying my snack and you tell me that I have to go outside and have fun, I'm going to literally throw up and cry.
I need to decide on my own when I'm ready to go outside.
Yep.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, don't pressure me. Do you ever like revisit your old art, or like remember a show, or I don't know, like a piece of art that you made that was really successful, or like with comedy, like I'll listen to a recording of when I had a really good set, and that can help sometimes.
Yeah, I had a friend tell me to do that. I was like struggling with this like gallery piece that I had to make for something, and I was like, I can't figure out what I want to do for it. There's so many ideas, and she was like, sorry, not to treat you like a child, but like the answer is in front of you. And I was like, what do you mean it's in front of me? And she was like, don't take inspiration from anything else. Like, you have made so many successful, like older pieces of art that like you like the vibe that you want to go for with this piece is like literally describing like other pieces that you've made like a few years ago. Just look at those and like redo them.
I like
Yeah.
that.
And I was like, I never thought about
It's
taking
learning from
inspiration from
yourself.
myself. That's crazy.
Yeah, I like
And then
that.
she was right.
Yeah.
And then all my pieces sold. And I was like, oh, okay. maybe
Cool.
that's correct.
Yeah. Like remembering the time, going back and revisiting when you felt really good at the thing, and then trying to embody that again. Yeah, because there was a time when you did feel good. Yeah.
And literally just like fake it until you make it. It's not even like faking it because you're just copying yourself.
It's recreating something.
Yeah.
So it's like, it makes me think of like the
Like tracing for confidence.
Yeah. It's like reminds me of like behavioral activation. Like you're not going to feel good while you do it, but if you do it, you'll get the feedback and then you'll want to do it again. It's like you just have to do it and then you're like, oh yeah, that is fun, and I am
enjoy
good
doing
at
that.
Okay, now I like it again. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now I feel good again.
It's a confident snowball.
There it is.
Yeah.
Confidence snowball. That's
God
what it
damn
was.
I
it.
like that term. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe it and then go to break?
Yeah, the confidence snowball is basically just the idea that like the things that you do that motivate you are things that like completing one thing correctly will give you more confidence to do the next thing correctly.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not an avalanche at all.
Not an avalanche.
But I'm so glad I found it.
You did. And we will be right back with the smoke break. And welcome back to the smoke break. I'm your host, Joel Pal Zane, here with Zoe Schwartz.
Hey.
Jasmine Nothing.
Totally normal.
And Aaliyah Edelson.
What's up?
There you go.
At least it was consistent.
Nope, all right.
That's fine.
You roll that back really fast.
I like it. I like it.
So speaking of which, just enjoying yourself. Zoe, go ahead.
Yeah. So next section we're going to talk about inner child work, I'm guessing, or just like it just
Just
inner
having
child
an inner child.
having one. Yeah. Well, I think a big part of like healing trauma is acknowledging the hard shit that happened to you when you were a kid. And I think, that's kind of like the idea with the inner child is like, how do you heal the person who had that original wound, right? Like, how do you go back to that, where it came from and try to heal it or whatever? So yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts around the inner child stuff?
Yeah. I mean, something that I've like been noticing as of late is whenever there's obviously like different ages of like inner childs in me that were hurt at different points. I had a genuinely like really lovely childhood. And I think a lot of my struggle as an adult is like not feeling the way I did as a kid, like feeling kind of awful as an adult and wanting to go back to feeling good as a kid again. Even though there were parts of my childhood where like, I was hurt or like this happened or, other kids are really mean and have said really mean things and stuff like that I'm still like will come up for me. But like something that I've really noticed is the inner child that I notice like crying when I feel sad or hurt is one specific age, and then the inner child that comes out when I feel really excited and like passionate about something is a different age.
Oh, cool.
And so I've been like trying to cater to what both of those like need almost. And like,
how did you differentiate?
I think I just noticed that like some of it was therapy, doing like I would do like IFS, like internal family systems work, where she would sort of like, it wasn't like hypnosis, but she would like sort of put me under a little bit, and I would like see like a little kid, and that the kid that is like sad feels like 4 years old, because it just feels like when I cry, I feel like a little kid.
Yeah.
But then like when I get extremely excited about something, I literally feel like I'm that like disgusting, like unshowered 9-year-old version of myself that is like obsessed with dragons and like nothing else. And I'm like, yeah, that's the weird
And you
one.
like have BO, but you like don't realize it
No,
yet.
literally, yeah. I'm like, I don't care. I'm a tomboy.
Yeah,
and
they're
I
like, no,
literally
you
is
have to
like bacteria, like unforeseen by any scientist, like growing on my body. It's like
You're adults are like, no, you have to shower every day. You're like, no, I'm a kid. They're like, you don't
Literally
smell
no.
like a kid anymore. I know exactly what stage you're talking about. So funny.
That did seem really relatable for you.
I just think it's funny because I asked a very specific question and you had like the most specific answer, so it really tickled my fancy.
Love that. I love
not
that.
only were you like, I know how old I was, you're like, I smelled bad and I was awkward.
Smell really. I can not only do I like see it and feel it, I can smell that shit.
I love that. That's so funny to me. That's cool though that you like figured it out to that point, because I guess like what does that provide for you in this journey of like addressing the inner
now
child?
what?
Like, no,
Yeah.
I know. I
Yeah.
think I'm still in that stage of being like, cool, like, what the fuck do I do with this information?
It's cool.
Sure.
But I think I've just been like letting myself actually like be excited about the stuff that I used to be really excited about as a kid. And
Dinosaurs.
dinosaurs and
I was
dragons.
gonna say,
Bring
is
them
there
back.
necklace in dinosaurs?
It's a raptor.
I thought so.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
I really like raptors.
Liking dinosaurs was like one of the first things they said in the class.
Yeah, I was talking about that in the comic class, and I think that's what's been sort of like coming up for me with like making comics like sort of my main career is I do a lot of like personal comics, and I want to use those to not just talk about stuff that I think is like relatable for like other people, because then again that's sort of going into the area of like I'm creating for others and not really myself. And I've been like writing a lot of comics that are about like weird monsters and like weird like dinosaur creatures and like weird dragons and just like all these cool and like birds and like all these
Good.
fun things that I just used to be really excited about, and being like, if I'm excited about this and I like present it to the world, then like other people are going to sense that excitement.
Yeah, and I think
Totally.
I think that the sensing of the excitement is like something that we don't aim for as much.
Yeah.
Because it's just like we don't think that like if we're excited about it, somebody else is going to be excited that we're excited. We just want it to be like this direct translation of like, I thought it was cool and you thought it was cool. This is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we decided that like genuine enthusiasm is like cringe,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
like embarrassing.
Yeah.
You
What
shouldn't
hell?
actually like
I pull it back. Ugh.
yeah, like you shouldn't actually like the thing you made that much.
Well, you know what's I think is interesting about that is like speaking of being children, I love it when you see kids and they're like fully in like imagination play.
Yes.
And then like an adult tries to talk to them and they're just like, fuck off, dude. Like you just killed the vibe so hard.
You are
know?
clearly not
Yeah.
in space.
No, literally.
Yeah. And they're like, Mom, get out of here. You know, like
talking to me.
yeah, exactly. So I like the idea
Get
of,
off my train.
Yeah.
You do not have a ticket.
I love that when you see that kid just like, ugh, and the parents like, sorry. I'm just like, they're like, dude, we're having fun.
Be a
and you-
mom or whatever.
That was like my favorite thing. I used to be I was like an assistant preschool teacher, and that was like my favorite thing about working with kids was like just like observing them and
Yeah.
like watching them just be their like complete like
yeah, it's like
no
humans
shame
before
self.
we like
Yeah, no
become
ego.
before the world
No
beats us
ego.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I taught kids like around that same age too, and it was just like watching them just like grow up and like you see like the moments that kind of like shape them, you know, like getting picked on, you know, or
Yeah,
like those little
totally.
things that you're like, oh man, I could see that would totally fuck somebody up
Yeah.
later. Like those are the things you think about.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like only because you have that much distance, you know, between that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I feel like my inner child. I had an all right childhood. I feel like if I were trying to give my inner child something that it didn't have, though, I think it would probably be attention. I feel like it would probably be attention. That's probably it feels like the thing that I'm always like seeking, you know, or like seeking in some sort of like form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that was like, you know, my mom was very kind to me, but she was also
Yeah.
very absent from like seeing me. You know, she knew I was there. She just didn't really know me. So it was like, I feel like trying to be seen as something like that I chase even as an adult.
Well, like
you know?
what a beautiful thing that you've created, like an environment and a space where you can like give attention to people that you don't even know.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you're kind of providing for them what you kind of lacked.
Well,
as a
yeah,
kid.
I appreciate
think that's really
that.
awesome.
I appreciate
I think
that.
that's also like a kind of a thing I've realized about healing your inner child is sometimes like figuring out how to give other people, provide for other people the things you didn't get when you were a kid. You know,
Totally.
like how do I go turn into an adult who acknowledges that like people need this thing, or how do I, like, you know, because you can.
I mean, that's a lot
reparent
of social
yourself.
work.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can reparent yourself, but you can also heal a lot by helping other people heal. I think that's like why a lot of people go
Yeah.
into fields like that. Yeah, totally. But I think the other thing I was thinking about the inner child thing is also like if we thought about it like embracing that fun, like the part where we don't care what other people are thinking, like maybe part of healing your inner child is like getting to that place where you stop thinking about looking stupid and like really get, you know, just being and having fun and not giving a shit what anybody else thinks. Like I think that's probably something we could all try to embody
Practice
again.
a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
like-
is so true.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. I don't know. What would you guys say is like what would you guys say is something that you're like currently doing that you know, like your whatever age they are, but like your inner child would look at and be like, that's so cool. Like that's the coolest thing
That's a
ever.
good question.
Probably stand up.
Yeah, stand-up comedy, I think.
Oh,
Yeah. My inner child would be like, what? We did it?
Yeah, because we're not just doing it in the living room for our parents on their
Yep.
friend's birthday. Doing it in front of real people who paid to do it.
So we were funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
People should have been paying attention.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What about you guys?
What about oh god.
Mhm.
I don't know. Come back to me, I guess.
All right. Jasmine.
I don't know. Like the whole topic felt. I was like, I've never really thought about like inner child stuff.
Yeah.
And
What's your inner adult say?
Yeah.
bad stuff usually. Bad stuff. I mean, as far as like, I think my whole life would be surprising to like kid me. I think like being married for a million years would be surprising. I think that like every career move I've ever made, I liked drawing as a kid and then I didn't do it for 30 years or whatever. And so like actually doing that and like kind of taking it seriously feels pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that there is a box of like childhood drawings somewhere in the house that I was thinking would be fun to like try and find and like
Yeah.
make a comic that was like panels that were like
Yeah.
old stuff that like I copied and like clipped out.
I love that.
That's fun.
I had like, I can't remember it, Mark something. There was like 2 books that I would like would do all of like those assignments from when I was really little. So I think those are in the house somewhere, or maybe they're gone forever. Who knows? And anything that involved, because I was like a very outgoing kid, and then the world broke me and I stopped doing that for a very long time, and only just like in the last like decade or so, like doing show stuff, which is just bizarre. Like being on stage was not a thing that I supposed, and it was a little bit against my will. And like when I originally told everybody that I was going to start doing show stuff, people were like, "What? That doesn't square with anything we know about you."
Yeah.
Okay. But like practicing not being like absolutely terrified of it or assuming that I'm going to like fuck it up every time is pretty cool.
That is really awesome.
Yeah. So pretty
Did I
much
talk-
everything your whole life?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I was like, I think it's
really cool.
Did I talk long enough for you to think of yours?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I only really I was mainly just thinking about what you were saying, but yeah,
that means you're a good conversationalist.
yeah, my brain is still blank. I love to do this thing in which I ask people like bizarre fucking questions, and then they're like, "Oh, well, you asked that because you wanted us to ask you the same question." I'm like, I don't
That's funny because I noticed you're like, I don't know the answer, and I feel like I do that too
all the time. It must be ADHD or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe like being engaged to someone. I've been
I was looking at your rings.
Yeah, I just got engaged last month. Or I guess 2 months ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's so pretty.
But yeah, I got like the coolest partner ever, and like they're just like so unconditionally like supportive of and like helpful and like loving of everything. And I think that's something that like little me was like, I really thought that I was just gonna kind of like raw dog life alone, sort of like and I'm not, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
Really nice. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that there's like a lot of stuff that like our younger selves just couldn't have even like, imagined for us.
Yeah.
And that's like, I don't know. I feel like I get to prove that younger version of myself right or wrong, like either way of like, you thought that I wasn't going to still be here. Well, here I am, or you thought that, you thought like you always wanted to be a comic and we did it, like all of those things I feel like are important to, kind of remind yourself that you even wanted it at some point, because it's easy to get the thing and not be exactly what you thought and then be like, well, now what do I do? It's just like, I don't know, enjoy it for a second for what it actually is instead of what it, instead of what it isn't.
Totally. That's a really good point. Oh yeah. Okay. Wait. Something else I thought of also is I've totally when I was like a little kid, when I was like 7 years old, my like what I wanted to be when I grew up was a comedian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I wanted to be just like my dad. And then as I got older,
Oh, yeah, we just talked
and I was like, because I just think my dad is like the most naturally like funny person ever. And then when my
have to look
mom
him
was like, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, yeah, Dean Edelson. If you guys ever want to like go on YouTube and look at his old skits, he was
comedy
really cool.
legend.
Second City, Chicago, kind of type beat, really cool. But yeah, he when I was like, I'm just gonna be a comedian and make people laugh, and my mom was like, yeah, well, you have to write your material out beforehand, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? That I don't
go
want
up
to
there.
pre-plan that. That's terrifying. And I think like then that sort of like I don't know, and then I got into like doing other stuff, but I think something that's like making me so happy now is like like with teaching classes to like adults and not just like teaching to children, because I was like an art tutor for like kids for a while, but like teaching to adults as well now. I'm like I get to like do my craft that I love and also like make jokes that I've gotten some laughs, and I'm like, okay, so maybe I am still like kind of I'm getting a little bit of that.
they're
like
called
comedy in
comics.
there. They literally are called comics, and I've
So done with these.
oh my god. Sometimes I remember that like the whole point of like comics in the first place are to like to be funny, and I'm like, I can make funny comics. Actually, I can do that with my job.
That's so
awesome.
cool. Yeah, I love that. I was thinking the other day that when people used to ask me I think I need to write a joke about this. When people used to ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I thought it meant, I must have been really young, you guys. I thought it meant that you could just be a whole different thing. And so my thought was I'd really like to fly. So I'd be a bird. And then my other one was like, God could probably fly. So I would answer a bird or God. And that is a lot to take on.
You were really doing that, like the prop hunt style where you were just like, next chapter, I'm going to be this object.
I really did not get what they were asking me, but also like how
that
cute of
answer
an answer
is
is that?
way more interesting.
You know, I love that answer.
If I asked a kid what they wanted to be when they grew up and they said God, though, I'd be like, right, okay.
But listen, but if you heard a bird or God, then you'd be like, okay, there's something cute about why they want to be God that's not as scary as
No, it is literally so cute.
like what do bird and God have in common? Fly. They can
They
fly.
can both fly.
I didn't consider how much other
God
responsibility I mean, they, I don't know.
I guess they
She
can fly.
should be
They better be
able
able
to.
to.
They just live up there.
If God can't fly, I don't know what I thought. Anyway, I just thought that was
We're
funny.
done now.
Well, that has been the smoke break.
Can God fly?
Can God fly? Find
God
out next
fly?
week.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. It was
Yeah.
such a treat
Yeah,
having
thanks for
you.
being here.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This was really
yeah.
fun.
Glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've been your host, your old pal Zane, here with Zoe Schwartz,
Bye.
Jasmine Nothing,
See ya.
and Eliah Edelson.
You got it.
We started fighting and we ended. Thanks for being here, guys.
Bye.
Later, players.
Later, players.
There you go.
Sorry. Question mark.